My name is Hector Ordóñez, and today I would like to bring you the read of the story How the Grinch Stole the Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was two sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sore, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted window below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging the mistletoe wreath. And they are hanging their stockings. He sneered with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his grinchy fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would make bright and early. They rushed for their toys, and then, oh the noise, oh the noise! Noise, noise, noise! That's one thing he hated, the noise. Noise, noise, noise! And the Who's, young and old, would sit down into a feast. And they feast, and they feast, and they feast, feast, feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand at the least. And then they do something he liked the least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, will stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They stand hand in hand, and the Who's will start singing. And they sing, and they sing, they sing, sing, sing. And the more the Grinch talk of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I have put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch loved his throat, and he made a quickly Santa Claus hat and a coat, and he chuckled and he clucked. What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I just look like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. But the Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some retreat and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's legend knows on their town, and their windows were dark. Quite snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming, sweet dreams without care. And then he came to the first little house on the square. This is stop number one, the old Grinchy Klaus hiss. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace. Flew there's no little whose stockings all holding around. These stockings, he grinned, are the first thing to go. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile more so unpleasant, around the whole room, and he looked every present: popguns, bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums, and he stuffed them all in bags. Then the Grinch very meanly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up of the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's Feast. He took the Who Pudding. He took the Roast Beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why that Grinch even took the last can of Who Hash? Then he stopped all the food in the chimney with glee. And now, screamed the Grinch, I'll stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove. Then he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast. He saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was no more than two. The Grinch had been caught by his tiny Who daughter, who's got out of her bed for a cup of cold water. He stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking the Christmas tree? Why? But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He talked up a lie. He talked it up quick. Why, my sweet little toad, the fake Santa Claus lied. There is a light in this tree that won't light on the side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his feet fooled the child. Then he patted her head with he got her drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed up with the cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went top of the chimney himself, the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other who mouses. It was quarter past down, all the who's still abed, all the who's still as snows. Then he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings, 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip top of and to dump it. Pooh pooh to the who's. He was grinchilish humming. They are finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They are just walking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang up in a minute or two. Then the who's down in Whoville will cry, Boo-hoo! That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand on his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow, but the sun wasn't sad. Why did it sound so merry? It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing, without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinchy feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without package, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours, till his puzzle was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought. doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they saw that the Grinch's small head grew three sizes on that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whistled with his load through all the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for his feast, and he, himself, the Grinch carved the roast beef. Thank you very much.